me the opportunity to speak to you. As James has mentioned, only have a very short period of time, so I will be going through this rapidly. So again, my name is Chris Folayan, founder and CEO of Mall for Africa and Link Commerce. Mall for Africa helps US and UK retailers sell into Africa. Now, I'll just tell you a little bit about the journey because I'm an entrepreneur too. I've exited several companies I've started. My brain, just like yours, is always thinking and trying to figure out what's the next big idea. So the way Mall for Africa started is I kept traveling. I'm from Nigeria, born and raised in Nigeria, kept traveling back home. And if you guys have traveled to the States or traveled anywhere, you know, your friends and families are always saying, hey, can you buy this for me? Can you buy that for me? And then before you know it, your luggage is filled with everything for other people and nothing for yourself. So that's what happened with Mall for Africa. I ended up going to the airport, 10 suitcases, guys, no joke, 10 suitcases, tried boarding a Delta flight from San Francisco to Atlanta to Lagos. The lady at the Delta counter looked at me, she shook her head. She said, Nigeria, right? I'm like, come on, how do you know? Yes, Nigeria. And she said, you're not boarding this plane with all those 10 suitcases. I said, why? I'll pay for each of them. And she said, not gonna happen. I couldn't go to Nigeria that day because I did not know where my stuff was, because 10 suitcases, I think I had stuff, some stuff here, some stuff there. Ended up canceling my flight, you know, and then on the drive back home, I said, you know what, this is crazy. I'm gonna figure out a way to get people in Nigeria to buy products on a platform I develop and, you know, go from there. That's how Mall for Africa actually started. You could see it was an idea that came from a problem of me not being able to board a Delta flight to go to Nigeria. And lo and behold, this company has now grown to be huge, you know. That's what entrepreneurs are. That's what you are. That's what I am. We are big thinkers, we are risk takers, and we are dreamers. And I want to applaud all of you for being those things. Being a dreamer and a big thinker is something that's huge. And you have that talent. You've taken that journey. You've boarded that plane. You've said, I'm going for it. I'm going to start my own company. And that is scary. And it's also appealing, and it's intriguing, and it's interesting. And you should be proud that that's the kind of person you are. There are not that many entrepreneurs, but you're an entrepreneur and you're doing it. But as you do this, you're going to face challenges, some good challenges, some bad challenges. And there are, you know, those middle grounds. But I've taken that journey several times, and in the course, I found that, you know, you really have to be tenacious and always stick at your idea. If you know your idea is really good, you pose it to your user base and your customer base, and you see that the market needs it, go for it, you know, hit it hard, learn from people, learn from others, learn from your customer base. We at Mall for Africa, we learn from our customers what's needed, what modifications do we need to make, what user interface and user experiences do we need to modify to improve ourselves. We've done that, and we keep on doing that. So just make sure you keep on listening to your customers as you grow and as things change. That's very important. And be an expert in your industry. I found that to also be super important, and it helps you through these trying times. Right now, 2020 has been a year of craziness. I don't know anybody who will say anything different, but it's been crazy. We've seen challenging times at my company. We've had to pivot a little bit and do some stuff a little bit different in order to stay relevant and in order to help people that we can. So be ready to, you know, change your path a little bit depending on what's happening in the world and changes that are happening in the world. But be ready for that. One of the things I want to share with you is really an experience, and for you guys to understand also that You're never too big or too small to do big things. One of the challenges we had, James had mentioned, James actually stole my thunder about something, but you could read it online about DHL and relationship with us. But many people do not know the story. And I want to just share that story with you guys very quickly, because it's something I think every one of us can learn from. DHL and us did not just partner, accidentally. I was looking for the best shipping company because, we ship from US and UK to Africa. I was looking for the best shipping company in Africa. And in order to find the best shipping company in Africa, did some tests. DHL had the best footprint in Africa for us to do what we needed to do. They get items from almost anywhere in the world to your doorstep in just a few days. So I needed to lock DHL in place for us. I had contacts at DHL, and one day I was talking to someone. I said, look, I really need to get a hold of everybody at DHL, really your CEO, because I want to talk to the CEO and let him know who we are. And, that didn't go anywhere. I ended up finding out from someone that DHL was having this huge, huge meeting in Dubai where they were bringing everybody together. All the CEOs, DHL has CEOs for regions, all the vice presidents, top employees, the board was coming. And I was like, oh, so they're having this big, party to celebrate some milestones in Dubai. And I was like, oh, that's cool. When is it happening? It's happening in 2 weeks. And the person that was talking to me could tell I was asking way too many questions. He said, Chris, it's for employees only. So I don't know what's happening in your crazy mind, but it's for employees only. You're not invited. It's like, chill, dude. I get it. I'm just asking questions. I'm trying to meet you guys, but asking questions. Everybody's going to be in Dubai. I was like, okay. When is this happening? Because, I want to know if I can send you emails and I'll get responses. So he gives me the dates. So I get the date range. It's going to happen from this date to this date. And I said, okay, cool. Thank you. Didn't talk to him anymore because I was like, oh, you're busy. It was 2 weeks. Within those 2 weeks, I came up with a game plan. And I think you guys will understand where this is going. My game plan was I need to close the deal with DHL in Dubai in 2 weeks. And that was my game plan. How was I going to do it? Started thinking really, really, really quickly outside the box. I ended up devising, like a James Bond type thought in my brain. What was I going to do? At the end of the day, this is what I did. I created this book, and very few people have seen this outside DHL. In fact, I think this is the second time I'm showing this publicly. This is what I ended up creating. It says DHL, More for Africa, DHL e-commerce attack plan. In it, it's a booklet. There's several pages in here talking about the attack plan for DHL e-commerce in Africa. I ended up standing in the entryway of where, you show your badge to walk into the big room for any of these major conferences. I didn't have a badge. I'm not an employee. I stood at the entryway. I told the people who were checking badges, oh, I'm here just giving out flyers. Oh, they're like, oh yeah, no problem, no problem. It has the DHL logo on it, the DHL colors. Nobody questioned me. I said, I'm just here to give out flyers. I gave out about 750 of these. I made 1,000. It was all that was in my luggage when I was going to Dubai. I made 1,000, gave out 750. I ended up giving this to the CEO of every single DHL office. And I gave this to the board of directors of everybody at DHL. And the list goes on and on and on. To cut the long story short, I ended up having a meeting with the CEO. He ended up introducing me to all the other CEOs. And there was a very quick impromptu board meeting that was not scheduled that they had because this guy from Nigeria was giving out this attack plan for DHL and their e-commerce attack plan, giving it to everybody, and everybody was asking, what the heck is this? This is an interesting attack plan. We need to talk. Ended up having a board meeting with the CEO and the entire board of DHL. And lo and behold, we came up with a deal that day. We shook hands and we decided we are actually going to do business together. And as James has mentioned, move forward the story, or push forward in the story. DHL now is an investor in my company. I've told that story just to let you guys know that no matter the situation, no matter how hard things may seem, the hills may be too high to climb, you are an entrepreneur, you think outside the box, you can actually do it, and you can learn from thinking outside the box and strategizing in order to meet the people you need to close deals, and in order to do what you need to do to get things done, because that's who you are. So take a lesson from my book on how to become an entrepreneur and what you need to do. Just, you know, just really think outside the box and always try your best to persevere. Now you will face challenges. I tried to talk before I got DHL to invest in my company. I had knocked on doors for investors because, like many of you, I started my company bootstrap by myself. You know, I talked to you about the 10 suitcases. People were paying me for those products. And then, you know, my living room got too big, the kitchen and the living room, the garage, and then it got bigger and bigger. I ended up needing investors. Investors, I had the same problem. The investors kept saying, no, 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 you know. It's not easy when you're from a third world country or from Nigeria, to be very frank, trying to meet with these investors, asking them for money about an idea that they've never heard of. So you will get no's. I stopped counting how many no's I got because it got depressing. But with every pitch you give, with every no you get, you end up getting more motivated, and do not let it deflate you. I got no's from amazing people, smart people. A few of them were even from Africa, and they still told me no. So when it comes to talking to investors, the lesson I can also give you guys is just keep on pushing on. You are the experts, not them. And some people get that mixed up. Your investor is not the expert, you are. So you are the expert when you walk into the room to give that pitch to them, and as you give pitches, come in with confidence, knowing you actually know more than them. So you're the teacher, you're there to educate them, and they're there to listen to you. And you just need to be on your A game and show that you are the expert and they're the students. And the student needs to listen to the expert. Don't be too arrogant about it, but the student needs to listen to the expert, show them how good you are, and eventually somebody will invest in you, and you know your company will become as big as you can dream it to be. So I know there's not that much time. I hope this helps. You know, put some kind of inspiration in you to do better, become bigger and better than you could ever imagine, and know that no matter what, you know, doors may close, another door will open. You just have to think outside the box. And again, you are an entrepreneur, and that means you are feisty, you think outside the box, you're okay with people saying no, and you always have plan A to Z. And then after doing A to Z, you then go A1, B1, C1, you know, go through the alphabet, go through all the numbers. Eventually it would work out, but just make sure you're doing something that's good, and make sure you're doing something that the market wants, and you will succeed. And that's it. I hope that helps you, and congratulations to the finalists and to all of you guys for being entrepreneurs. It's such a wonderful thing.